It has been said everything is bigger in Texas. Cowboy Stadium stands as a testament to that. It is a lavish billion-dollar endeavor and the largest dome stadium in the world. On March 13th, it will play host to the Manny Pacquiao-Joshua Clottey fight. It's a grand stage befitting one of boxing's biggest stars.
This is the brilliance of the Filipino slugger.
Manny Pacquiao's ascent in boxing has been nothing short of historic.
I've been calling fights for 24 years. I don't remember any other fighter having a streak like Pacquiao has had the last couple of years.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great. He's better than we thought.
His performances were becoming more electric, more exciting. Each time a Manny Pacquiao fight has become an event. He's an absolute phenomenon.
His journey has taken him from the impoverished streets of the Philippines to worldwide fame.
There's a giant romance with Manny Pacquiao, and that giant romance has burst the seams of the boxing cult and now goes into the general sports world.
The Filipino's latest challenge, Joshua Clottey, has fought his way up the ranks from his native Ghana, a West African country with a proud boxing heritage.
That area of Accra where Clottey's from, that's the boxer's area. That's where the badasses come from.
Clottey's always in top shape. He's physically very strong. In an unpredictable sport like boxing, Clottey presents certain problems for anyone.
Hard right hand by Clottey. Miguel Cotto in deep tonight.
On March 13th, Clottey will enter the ring with the odds against him, but the opportunity of a lifetime before him.
Clottey wants to prove that he can win the big one, because he's been in title fights before, and he came up short. If Clottey beats Manny Pacquiao, instantly Joshua Clottey becomes an elite fighter.
Whatever else he does in the rest of his career, if he beats Manny Pacquiao, March 13th, 2010 will be the greatest night of his life.
2 lives spent in the ring, 2 careers colliding for one night.
You got an icon from the Philippines fighting a tough guy from Ghana in the stadium where America's football team plays. It could only happen in boxing.
This is the road to Dallas. Pacquiao versus Clottey. In January, 2 men sized up each other and the venue where they'd soon stand toe-to-toe instead of side by side.
Show these guys the stadium from your suite.
Let's take a little tour.
Ushered to the private suite of the NFL's most famous owner, these men born in faraway lands first glimpsed the home of America's team.
Amazing stadium, it's a big and new one. I'm very excited to fight like that big stadium.
While one man basked in the bright lights of celebrity, another retreated from their glare. For Joshua Clottey, the surroundings were as imposing as the challenge lying ahead.
That was very, very beautiful. I never see a stadium like that before. I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Am I going to stand in front of this stadium and fight? You know, come on, it's a blessing.
Manny Pacquiao, Clottey, I can't tell you what it means to have the first fight in the history. We will make it a fight to be remembered in this new stadium.
I think the fight wound up at the new Cowboy Stadium because its owner, Jerry Jones, realizes that Manny Pacquiao is a transcendent name.
When Pacquiao announced his March 13th fight against Clottey, it ended hopes for a showdown against another claimant of the pound-for-pound throne.
Cotto backs into the corner. He's in big trouble now.
Last November, moments after Pacquiao dismantled Miguel Cotto, the stage was set for a fight of epic proportions.
The 50th win of Pacquiao's now legendary career. Next question, is Pacquiao good enough to beat Floyd Mayweather?
It was given that as soon as Manny Pacquiao defeated Miguel Cotto, that the entire boxing world would want to see Pacquiao Mayweather.
People who don't follow boxing would come up to me and say, what's happening with Mayweather-Pacquiao? When's it gonna happen?
It appeared that it was going to happen because within a matter of just a few days, all issues seemed to have been settled in the negotiation and they were headed forward. And then there was this one more or less unusual issue, and that was drug testing.
Mayweather insisted that Pacquiao take Olympic-style drug testing. Pacquiao refused. The fight fell apart.
Before negotiations had even begun, Mayweather's camp went to the press with unsubstantiated allegations against Pacquiao of using performance-enhancing drugs.
There's no validation in that accusation because he's never been tested positive. He's been tested every title fight, and he's passed every time. Just because he went from 106 pounds to 147, that means he's on steroids? Well, Floyd Mayweather went from 106 to 154. So, you know, Floyd, are you on steroids too? I mean, it's bullshit.
Manny's not afraid of needles. He's afraid of giving blood. He feels that taking something out of the body as far as his nutrients and the food and all of that, feels like it zaps him.
When we fought Eric Morales for the first time and he lost that fight, he blames that on the day before the fight we had to give blood.
Now, whether it's valid or not, it's not the thing. And anybody that knows in the sport of boxing, you know, there's a lot of mental preparation that goes into this. So if mentally you feel that something is weak in you or you didn't do something, it's gonna mess with you.
I'm a very clean fighter. I don't even know what is a steroid. I don't have idea what is that. Because for me, hard work and faith to God, that's my energy every day.
It was bad for boxing because everyone thought that the fight was so big, it had to happen. Everybody was talking about the fight as though it were made. And then, oh, hold the phone, folks. It's not gonna happen.
As Pacquiao and Mayweather's camps reached an impasse, the door opened for a lesser-known fighter from Ghana.
Joshua Clottey had no idea that he was ever going to be involved. And then suddenly, boom, he gets the call. Here you go, fight this guy, the #1 fighter in the world, in this great new stadium. Millions, maybe billions will watch. 40,000 in the arena. Where you go, kid. Good luck.
I was in Ghana, I'm not even thinking about boxing. I can't even sleep because I was like, hey, I'm fighting with Manny Pacquiao.
For Clottey, the assignment of a lifetime begins in a small apartment in the South Bronx shared with his girlfriend, Ruth. He came to the New York City borough 7 years ago and has grown accustomed to running early. Before dawn breaks, Clottey heads to work, an anonymous New Yorker with the streets to himself.
You know, when I was coming to America, I was so hungry that I want to fight with the best, you know, let me be around them. When they're talking about Sean Muslim, Pacquiao, Coro, Margarita, they should talk about Joshua.
Despite a 15-year pro career, Clottey is a relative unknown among welterweight stars. But the chance to fight Manny Pacquiao can change all that. It is a chance for recognition for himself and his homeland.
I'm from Ghana, Boko. I was born there, I was brought up there, I was living there. I became a boxer. So that's how it is.
Bukom is a section of the capital city of Accra, where there are two options, fishing and fighting. Throughout the neighborhood, the two pursuits are intertwined, as the ropes used here were once used here. It was the area's fishermen who first boxed on the beach, inspiring a storied fighting tradition.
There's a really proud history of really very good Ghanaian fighters. Azuma Nelson, absolutely outstanding featherweight.
This is mostly all Azuma Nelson.
Ike Quartey, really world-class welterweight.
Down goes De La Hoya.
And now along comes Joshua Clottey.
There's an uppercut from Clottey.
Bukom made me a lot of tough, very, very tough. It's all about fighting because it's like a place whereby you have to be strong. Even if you're a young kid, you have to, because if you don't, people will beat you.
If you're a young man and you want to prove your manhood, you go to a boxing gym.
It's not like a gym here. Yeah, it's not fancy. There's nothing on there. There's even the ring is not good. Sometimes they don't fight in the ring. Sometimes, if like two kids, they argue, oh, I'll beat you, then they start fighting without no ring.
Today, Clottey has traveled a world away from those streets. After becoming one of Ghana's top amateurs, he turned pro in 1995. While his early career was spent in Europe, it was his 2006 fight against Antonio Margarito that caught the media's attention.
There were many people ringside who scored that fight a draw, thought it was an even fight. That fight lets you know that Joshua Clottey was a world-class welterweight.
2 years later, he defeated Zab Judah for a world title.
From Accra, Ghana, Joshua.
So when I won the title, it was very, very crowded at the airport. A lot of people, the ministers, everybody. They were so happy. Then the next day was the real day for me to show the title to the people of Ghana. It was really, really fun. I want it to happen again.
At John's gym in the Bronx, Team Clottey assembles as the fighter laces up for the most critical training camp of his career.
For Joshua Clottey, this is a tremendous opportunity. If you beat a legend, and that's what Manny Pacquiao's become, you get some of that. That's gonna rub off on you.
Joshua Clottey isn't a star. A very good fighter, but not a star. Manny Pacquiao, star quality. Lots of it.
And the great thing about Pacquiao is that he's willing to fight the best out there. He's willing to defend that mythical pound-for-pound king title. And he's the kind of guy who delivers on fight night.
I mean, look at the people he's fought. He sent Oscar De La Hoya into retirement.
And he is gradually reconfiguring De La Hoya's beautiful base.
He destroyed Ricky Hatton in 2 rounds.
Perfect right hand inside. I don't know if Ricky's going to survive this. Oh my gosh, what an amazing knockout shot.
He demolished Miguel Cotto.
Now it's Cotto whose back is against the rope and goes down again. Victory for Pacquiao.
I would have to call him an all-time great.
It's been an incredible run over the last couple of years.
I'm very satisfied with my performance last 2 years. Even me, I can't believe what I did, but you know, it's my destiny.
Here at the Wild Card Boxing Club, the Filipino has transformed into an elite fighter showcasing his skills for an equally elite audience.
Manny Pacquiao is Hollywood. When Manny Pacquiao fights in Hollywood, Hollywood celebs go to watch this guy work out.
But before movie star fans poured into the Wild Card to watch his artistry, a boy in the Philippines once plied his craft solely on instinct.
My uncle teach me how to box. He bring me to the boxing arena, and I don't have idea. Oh, my uncle said, okay, you fight with the other, you know, boys, the other kids. Oh, okay, I'm fighting like 3 rounds, and then I won. I make money like 100 pesos, which is $2. That's a big money. I give it to my mom to buy rice and food.
He comes from desperate extreme poverty, and now the very people who wouldn't have had anything to do with him board their private planes and go anywhere around the world to watch him box and pay homage to him. The reversal he's experienced in his life as a Filipino is cosmic. And some of that is behind his reasoning to want to run for public office.
On May 15th, Pacquiao seeks election to a national political seat in the Philippines, hoping to represent his country both in the ring and in Congress.
I just want to show it to the people that I'm not only a world champion in boxing, but to be a champion in service, to be a good public servant.
I wish Manny would finish his boxing career first and then get into politics. The thing is, if he wins the election, I might lose my best fighter.
But now, in Hollywood, the task at hand is Joshua Clottey. And as usual, Pacquiao's entourage, known as the LA Boys, are with him as he prepares for his latest challenge.
And he wants him there. He's comfortable with his homies. He's like a family.
I like to have a lot of friends behind me while I'm training because they make me laugh, you know, make me relax and take out the stress.
They don't bother me. I mean, just like I said, you have them for 22 hours a day. I'll take them for 2 hours a day and leave it at that.
Hi, Mom.
To escape the bitter cold of the Bronx, Joshua Clottey has himself set up camp in Hollywood, Florida. Yet, several members of Team Clottey remain in Ghana, including the smallest one.
So, this is the reason why I'm fighting boxing. My daughter, Zinat. Zinat, how are you? She is everything I have. She knows everything. She knows too much. She asks me questions that I don't even understand.
10-year-old Zinat Clottey's curiosity extended to her father's performance in his last fight against Miguel Cotto.
Zina said, when you fought Cotto, what happened? Because everybody was talking that you should have knocked Cotto out.
And Clottey comes back with a great left hook to the body and a terrific uppercut.
The Cotto-Clottey fight was an either-way fight. I thought it was his fight to win. I thought he was beating Miguel Cotto to the punch. The cut over Miguel Cotto's eye was causing him problems.
As the blood flows again from Cotto's left eye.
In the 11th and 12th rounds, Clottey has what amounts to a dead man in front of him. And he allows Cotto to throw enough punches and win the fight.
The winner by split decision, Miguel Cotto.
What the fight cruising? I was chasing Cotto. If Cotto is chasing me, it's a different story. I was chasing him. The fight, they robbed me.
In the days following the disappointment, Clottey fired his trainer, and when the call for Pacquiao came, Clottey wanted Ghanaian coach Alloway to step in. 8 weeks before the fight, though, Alloway was still in Ghana, stalled by visa issues. In need of filling the position, Clottey promoted his cut man, Lenny DeJesus.
I've been in the boxing game for 47 years. I've been an advisor, trainer, cut man. But in this case, I work both cut man and head trainer.
You know, Lenny DeJesus, he's been around boxing a long time. He's one of these real New York boxing characters.
That's the way to do it. Beautiful.
I think for me, the question is Joshua Clottey spending his training camp listening to Lenny DeJesus rather than trying to get Coach Alloway into the United States?
He respects me, I respect him, and we talk certain points. I don't throw too many things at once, because when you throw too many things at once, you confuse the fighter. But I got the key to beating Manny Pacquiao.
The keys to boxing strategy are not the only ones familiar to DeJesus.
I'm a security specialist in New York City. I'm a locksmith. Been doing that 47 years, because you have to fall on something when you don't do boxing, so that's what I do.
At the LDJ key-making shop in Queens, the decor is a tribute to a career in the ring. But one ex-client's photo is distinctly missing.
I had the pleasure of working with Manny Pacquiao. Well, I was the cut man, more or less, and the advisor in case that anything happened in the corner with Freddie Roach. I would take over as the main principal in the corner.
From 2003 to 2005, DeJesus worked as a cut man for Pacquiao's showdowns against Marco Antonio Barrera, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Eric Morales.
I don't need to watch any tapes because I already have Manny in my mind, how he fights. I mean, Freddie Roach maybe put a little knowledge and stuff like that, a little techniques. He'll be the same guy that I saw 5 years ago. Never change.
Manny Pacquiao is a much more rounded, much more dangerous, altogether more versatile fighter than the last time that Lenny DeJesus was in his corner. And I think you better be watching some tape.
The more I watch Clottey, the more confident I get. He's strong, comes forward, fights in straight lines, has a passive defense. I thought this fight was going to go the distance, but after studying the tapes over and over again, I have a different opinion now. Manny will be the first one to stop him. He'll make him quit.
It is an opinion born of success for one of boxing's supreme pairings. Freddie Roach, the boxing writer's 4-time trainer of the year, and Manny Pacquiao, the fighter of the decade. But a third man plays a vital role in Team Pacquiao. Though a recent addition to Pacquiao's corner, strength coach Alex Ariza first began working with fighters in the late 90s. After a brief hiatus, he returned to boxing 2 years ago, jumping at a chance to work for Freddie Roach.
I cold called Freddie pretty much on the phone, told him who I had worked with and I had experience in boxing. So Freddie said, you know, send me your resume and, you know, we'll see.
I said, if I hire you, you're not gonna make any money. I says, because you're gonna have to work with all my fighters. And I says, and then I'll introduce you to Pacquiao when we start training camp with Pacquiao. You know, if you guys get together and if you guys click, then that'll be your first payday.
I just started making suggestions that, you know, maybe you need to start changing things, start evolving your training, changing things up, doing things differently. Manny wasn't really sure of any of that kind of stuff yet, so when I would try to come up with something new, he would look at Freddie and wait for Freddie to say, yeah, it's okay. You know, go ahead and try it. Once he knew that Freddie trusted me and gave me that responsibility, that's where everything started changing.
Ow! Him and Manny Pacquiao have clicked. They have a good rapport together. I'm happy for him because he came to LA, worked for free for 6 months, paid his dues a little bit, and now he's doing well.
To be working as the right-hand guy of Freddie Roach and also training Manny Pacquiao, it's, you know, it's just surreal. And I'm like, wow, how did this all happen so fast?
Ariza has helped Pacquiao move up 3 weight classes. But as the weight has increased, so too has the challenge to maintain it.
My problem is I have to eat a lot, eat more, because if I don't eat more, I'm gonna get small.
My guy's really not a 47-pounder. He's probably, best weight's probably 135, maybe 140. And the thing is, that's why we gotta feed him 5 times a day and put the protein shakes in front of him so he keeps the weight on.
It's very difficult having to stay on him, having to force him to eat when he just doesn't want to eat, having to constantly have him snacking, because the level that he trains at, the intensity, I mean, people who have seen him train, he's a workhorse. We have to sustain what we're trying to put on him, and that's the only way to do it.
Both fighters can come in as heavy as 147 pounds, which is huge for Clottey, because he'll probably weigh 160 pounds on fight night. He's like a rock. I mean, it's like his body is made out of iron.
I don't think weight is going to be an issue because he's eating the proper food. You know, we have a very good chef. His name is Alligator.
Joshua is simple, you know. Everything is about healthy. Yeah. Making sure that Joshua will be 100% fit.
4 years ago, Kwaku Gator Gyamfi met Clottey in the Bronx. In Florida, his duties are manifold, but most crucial is cooking for his fighter each evening.
Joshua's food is a salmon. So all you need is a little slice and the veggies, that's it. From that time, you used to hold him to the next day.
I eat morning and evening, but I drink a lot. I drink a lot of Gatorade, fruits, water.
Team Clottey lives together under one roof, and in the evening, Clottey peruses boxing websites, many predicting Pacquiao as a heavy favorite.
It doesn't make me upset, but it makes me stronger. It makes me feel like I have to prove them wrong.
Each day, Clottey entrusts a higher power to predict his path.
I believe in God. I pray to God to take care of me in the ring, make sure that whatever happens, whatever I give it to me, I'll take it, but I should make sure that I come out good.
As morning unfolds, in accordance with his Muslim faith, Clottey cleanses himself and prays before turning to more secular sources of strength.
A lot of people underestimate him. Pacquiao is the ticket seller. He's the big attraction. He's the John Wayne of the movie here. That's what we're going to try to take away. Manny Pacquiao is very, very fast. The only thing I know is that he never fought me before.
I have so much courage and so much determination.
Joshua Clottey is a more difficult and potentially a more dangerous fighter for Pacquiao at welterweight than Miguel Cotto was.
He is a solid, strong, technically skilled counterpuncher.
If he can actually finally be all the Joshua Clottey that he can be for 12 rounds, he can do this. He has the physical weapons. It is possible. The odds are against it simply because Pacquiao has so many more weapons and the feeling of invincibility that comes across the very best.
Manny Pacquiao is no different than any other boxer. I mean, you know, he's a human being. We hit him right. If we knock him out, you win the fight.
It's unbelievable that he's still hungry after winning 7 world titles and being a rock star, a movie star, and a national icon for his country. I'm still waiting for that day to come when he comes through those doors and he doesn't have that work ethic. It hasn't happened yet.
Over 30 years ago, in countries 8,000 miles apart, 2 boys set out on different paths, which ultimately led them to this place. One seeks to extend a legacy that has brought him glory and worldwide fame. The other hopes to upend that legacy to start one of his own. They are servants to the pride of 2 nations, admired by choruses of fans and single voices. Guided by studied instincts to strengths and flaws, they refine instinct and hone skill, pursuing a mastery of the moment. On March 13th, one hopes to begin a journey that the other has completed, to start with so little and become so much.
Pacquiao versus Clottey is being brought to you by Cowboy Stadium. Cerveza Tecate, cerveza con carácter. Brought to you by Ninja Assassin. Buy it on Blu-ray Combo Pack and DVD, March 16th. And by HBO Pay-Per-View, the best in pay-per-view entertainment. Brought to you by HBO. Let's go to Michael Buffer now for a look at Joshua Clottey in his dressing room, and there's Manny Pacquiao in his. Now let's go to Michael Buffer for national anthem pageantry.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like everyone to please remain silent for 3 national anthems as we honor challenger and champion and the United States of America. First, at this time, performing tonight's Ghanaian national anthem from Cape Coast, Ghana. Please welcome Soraya Simmons.
God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility, make us jealous, fearless, honesty, and help us to resist oppressors rule with all our will and might forevermore, and help us to resist oppressors rule with all our will and might forevermore. mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here to sing the Philippine National Anthem. We are proud to have with us tonight the current lead singer of the legendary rock band Journey. Please welcome Arnel Pineda.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng luwal, hatid pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, as we honor America, presenting tonight's colors, the United States Marine Corps. And in the ring, performing the anthem for the United States of America, are three Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Brittany Evans, Sarah Gorley, and Christine Gauthier.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
An outside look at this spectacular stadium. And we cover it with the tail of the tape for Manny Pacquiao and Joshua Clottey. 1 year age advantage for Pacquiao. 1.5-inch height advantage and a 1-inch arm length advantage measured from the armpit to the end of the fist for the true welterweight in the fight, Joshua Clottey. Clottey weighed in right at 147 pounds, and we have been denied the chance to weigh him unofficially, so we do not know at what weight he will enter the ring. Manny Pacquiao woke up weighing 142 yesterday morning before getting on the scales after breakfast and lunch at 145 3/4. He may not weigh as much as 150 entering the ring tonight. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Manny Pacquiao-Joshua Clottey fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case a cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
Thank you, Harold. Let's take a look at the biggest boxing crowds in the United States in the course of the last 50 years. Ali Spinks, too, at the Superdome in New Orleans, the largest of those crowds. Whitaker and Chavez drew nearly 60,000 to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, and now the number 3 largest boxing crowd in America in the last 50 years. Manny Pacquiao, a Filipino, against Joshua Clottey, a Ghanaian. They draw 51,000, mostly American fans, in Dallas Cowboys Stadium, a football stadium in Arlington, Texas. And there's Joshua Clottey, ready to approach the biggest moment of his life. 3 losses in his career. Losses to Carlos Valdemir, Antonio Margarito, and Miguel Cotto. One by disqualification, the other 2 very close decisions. He believes he's never really lost.
I think he has a reason to feel that way. Most fighters do, but in this case, nobody's ever decisively dominated him in his entire career in a boxing match.
And yet he has come up just short in his biggest fights. And if he's in a competitive fight tonight against Pacquiao, he needs to try to figure out how to avoid coming up just short, how to do enough to actually come away with a win.
At the end of the day, he's a terrific fighter, but there's no X factor. There is no one weapon or one characteristic of Joshua Clottey which defines him in such a way as a fighter to make an imprint on the mind of the boxing public.
Well, maybe his ability to absorb punishment, which is actually not a bad ability to have against Manny Pacquiao, because the assumption is you're going to be getting some punishment.
Indeed.
Well, the thing that bothered me a lot when we asked them for really decisive strategy, exactly what they were planning to do, he didn't really have a plan. He just said, I'll have a defense, and my defense will make him get tired and mentally frustrated, but didn't have a plan, whereas, on the other hand, Pacquiao and his trainer and his team have a solid plan of moving in and out, punching, and not staying in one spot.
Indeed, the suggestion was that Clottey may be willing to go in and simply try to adjust to Pacquiao upon this, his first experience in the ring with him. Manny Pacquiao is not the kind of fighter to which you want to try to adjust once you're in the ring. You had better have a plan, right?
That's a great statement. You have to have a plan, and you have a backup plan, but at least have a solid plan. I mean, if he's going to just try to come in and block punches, he better be ready as soon as he finishes blocking those punches to move in very fast with his feet, which he doesn't do. Not just to stand in one spot, because Manny's going to be moving away with his feet. So he's going to have to move in very fast and to punch.
And
one thing that, go ahead.
As we discussed earlier, the fact is Pacquiao looks spectacular, in particular since he moved up from 130 pounds. But when you examine the opposition, David Diaz is ordinary at lightweight. Oscar De La Hoya was finished at junior middle. Ricky Hatton looked to be at the end at junior welterweight. Miguel Cotto coming off a brutal fight against Margarito, and then against Clottey at welterweight. Clottey is the first opponent since Pacquiao left junior lightweight who presents an in-his-prime physical specimen that Pacquiao has to try to overcome.
But here is the difficult equation that Clottey must overcome in order to try to win, and that is, in various bouts counted by CompuBox, Joshua Clottey has never thrown more than 62 punches in any one round. 62 punches would be a very slow round for Manny Pacquiao, who's been averaging 75 or 80 as a welterweight.
Clottey is a precision puncher, and his hope has to be that one of those 50 or 60 punches will catch the naturally smaller Pacquiao just right and turn the fight in his favor.
But in terms of winning rounds, the sport now belongs to volume punchers, and Manny Pacquiao is the volume puncher in this fight.
Particularly when it's not like he's pity padding. Manny Pacquiao Pacquiao's not missing these punches either. He's landing this high volume of punches, and he's landing really effective punches.
But if Clottey blocks a bunch of punches, could that frustrate Pacquiao, Manny?
It will frustrate him to some degree, but he's still not going to win a fight by just blocking. He's going to have to return punches. And he's going to have to be prepared in case this fight is close, which I think it has the possibility of being going down the stretch. And as we've always saw in the stretch, the fluid punching guy wins. That's what I predicted with Cotto when he fought Joshua. If it goes down the stretch and Cotto had to flash your hands, and we just saw that in the previous fight. Still a good competitive fight, but the faster hands at the end wins, especially when the heat sets in. And I don't know if he can do that. I will do that.
It's been a long walk to the ring, and Clottey's energy level seems to have been rising during the walk.
The music.
The crowd.
It's home music. No, there's no crowd for him. Look at that. It's the music, that's all.
Clottey mentioned to me in the locker room, in the dressing room, that if Pacquiao can crack him like he's cracked others, he'll say there's something supernatural about this guy. And you imagine entering the ring against Pacquiao, as Clottey just did. The sense is that you're about to experience something supernatural that you haven't experienced before and that there's no real way to prepare for.
And now here comes the people's choice. Not only the most popular fighter in the world, one of the most popular athletes anywhere on the planet right now. The roar accompanies the sight of Pacquiao on the television monitor. He has not even entered the arena. And look at the joy. Has anyone ever enjoyed his tour at the top of the sport more than this man?
Very seldom. I saw Muhammad Ali naturally. Felix Trinidad. I mean, it's just like when the dogs in a fight, and most dogs got maybe the tail between their legs, but you got some dogs that while they're fighting, the tail is just wagging because they love what they're doing, and that's Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao he's the best show on TV. It's not just comparing him to other athletes. It's like you have to look for other comparisons. He's like Chappelle Show, you know, the best show on TV, and you want to enjoy him while he's here. He's like the political talk host Rachel Maddow. He's so prepared, he's so persuasive that he embarrasses the opposition. He is spectacle.
There's a look at the definitive Pacquiao punch. The left-hand knockout of Ricky Hatton, and the crowd roars for that one.
Now he begins his 1 mile walk.
Ready to please his public. The current reigning king of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
But Jim, does he still have the eye of the tiger? Has he gotten too civilized?
It's a man that loves going to work. He loves his job.
This man loves people. Yes. Loves all people. The more, the better.
Everything that goes with being a superstar.
What a moment. What an entrance. What glory in Texas.
And yet, just when you hear people like us say stuff about fighter like this, is when we've seen in the past, he enters the ring against a prepared opponent, and you get some of the biggest upsets in boxing history.
Well, look at the ambition. Look at the audacity of everything that Pacquiao has done. The realistic question becomes, at what point does he bite off more than he can chew? Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Mr. Jerry Jones, welcomes you to Cowboy Stadium, Arlington, Texas, USA. as Bob Arum and MP Promotions presents the event. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Tecate Cerveza con Carácter. Ninja Assassin, available on Blu-ray, Combo Pack, and DVD, March 16th. And Smart Communications, the Philippines' leading wireless services provider. Sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Executive Director William Coons. Deputy Director Brian Francis. WBO President Francisco Paco Barcarcel. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring on the 10-point system will be Dwayne Ford, Levi Martinez, and Nelson Vasquez. And inside the ring, the man in charge of the action at the bell, United States Army First Sergeant Rafael Ramos. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are ready. Are you ready? Boxing fans, are you ready? For the 51,000 fans in attendance here at Cowboys Stadium and the millions watching around the world, courtesy of HBO pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing with head trainer Lenny De Jesus, wearing red with gray, officially weighing in at 147 pounds. An excellent professional record consisting of 35 victories, including 21 knockouts, with only 3 defeats. Tonight, with honor, he fights for hundreds of millions of people on the African continent as he challenges for this world title. Ladies and gentlemen, the fighting pride of Accra, Ghana, and former welterweight champion of the world, Joshua, the Grand Master, Clottey. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, with his head trainer, Freddie Roach, wearing red, official weight 145 3/4 pounds. His professional record, 50 victories, including 38 knockouts, with 3 defeats and 2 draws. From Kayumba, Sarangani Province, the former flyweight world champion, former super bantamweight world champion, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, former lightweight world champion, former light welterweight world champion, and reigning, defending WBO welterweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacman Pacquiao.
Okay, guys, you receive the pre-fight instruction. Protect yourself and obey my commands, okay? Let's do it.
There's not much better than the moments right before the opening bell of a Manny Pacquiao fight, except for the moments right after the opening bell.
Pacquiao with affectionate final hugs for his trainer Freddie Roach, his physical conditioner Alex Ariza. The bell rings.
Take a deep breath for me. Slow down. Wala kayong ibang gagawin.
Okay. Gasoline. Nice body, Jordan. Let's keep working that body for me, okay, son? All right? You're working me behind that feint.
Yes.
Now, when you feint, be ready for his jab or the straight right hand.
Give you another round. Nice, relax, baby. I'll tell you when we get in the fight.
And he manages to rip a left through the guard. Clottey pretends to wobble.
Usually a sign that a fighter's actually hurt. It doesn't look like Clottey was hurt there.
No, Clottey's not hurt. I think really he's getting very comfortable in this fight right now.
Clottey tried the first couple of uppercuts a moment ago. That's what he hopes will be a big weapon. But when he throws the uppercut with the left, Pacquiao will counter with that brilliant right hook of his. That's been a very damaging punch. There's a good left for Clottey, straight onto the face of Pacquiao.
Clottey's landing effective punches. Manny's throwing them, but the really effective, those short point-to-point punches are more effective from Clottey than from Manny at this stage.
And yet Clottey's losing this round by a wide margin.
Agreed. And Pacquiao is starting to get some leather around
He's doing what
Clottey's
he's
guard.
got to do. He's got to keep trying to find a way to get through. He's got to try to get those points. Swart's going for the points.
Ingat ka lang. Yeah, so stay away from that right hand. It moves to your right. Okay, stay away from his power shot. All right, you keep circling him.
Come on, straight na, boy. Brad, kasi ginagawa niya, Brad, pag nagkadikitan kayong dalawa. Okay, let's throw punches now. Okay, baby? You relax now? We're in a fight now, okay, baby?
Here you see Clottey blocking some shots, and then I think he's going to do his little jig, imitating as if he was hurt. But I think it's part of him getting more relaxed with the situation now.
Too relaxed. He allowed Pacquiao to throw 96 punches in that round, and he threw 27. It doesn't matter to me if he's landing clean shots. You can't win around that way.
You let Pacquiao really start to move his hands, he'll relax you all the way.
That's right. He'll put you to sleep. I agree with you, Emmanuel, that Clottey feels comfortable with what he's doing.
Yeah, but Manny's winning the fight. He's doing what he's saying. You got to remember to keep just doing what he's doing, just out-punching this guy. Don't go for a knockout.
Yeah, what Clottey has not been able to do is to stop Pacquiao from throwing so many punches. And he thought maybe he could.
No, he can't stop him from doing that. Manny's going to throw punches. But I don't get a certain point, you start getting a little frustrated still when you're throwing punches, and really for clean punches yourself, you're not landing anything. To me, still, the effective punches are from Clottey. He may be being outworked, but he's landing the effective punches.
Well, I've seen a lot of effective punches from Pacquiao, in fact, more than from Clottey, although not as a percentage of the punches that Pacquiao's throwing. Clottey's making every punch count, but he, as Jim, you say, he needs to throw more
I
often.
see different. I see Clottey landing the straight punches, the clean punches.
Perhaps, Emmanuel, but he threw 27 and landed 5 in the last round, but Manny threw 96.
I said Manny's winning the fight, but I'm saying the clean, effective punches are still, to me, coming from Clottey.
There
are not enough of them.
Yeah,
not enough.
And they're cleaner punches, but even when Clottey's blocking some of these Pacquiao shots.
After a while of just punching and not hitting nothing but arms. He's got to realize you got to work this guy and try to win this decision and not get frustrated.
One of these crisp counters of Clottey's that you pointed out, Emmanuel, has to land hard enough to hurt Pacquiao, I think, at some point in the fight. It doesn't have to be right now, but at some point he has to throw it with real conviction.
I agree.
Joshua Clottey is doing exactly what he wants to do. but his offensive output is simply too limited for him to be able to compete on the scorecards with Manny Pacquiao at this moment.
Here. Okay. Very nice. How you feel, baby? Good. Good? Okay. Again.
Finish with the hook and out.
Okay.
All right? Finish with the hook and out. It's easy.
Kombinasyonan mo.
It's easy.
Tapos panghuli hook, ha?
Just like in the gym. We finish with the hook, it's safe, it's out.
Okay. Kasi paghabang
Here you see, which may be typical of Clottey's effective punches, the little simple, little straight little shots that he's landing, but the problem is he's not throwing enough of them. But his punches are very...
Not throwing, Emmanuel. There he goes. Went a long time without releasing his hands there.
Yeah, that's, and Manny's scoring those points too in the meantime.
Well, I think Manny's breaking his guard down. It looks to me as though he's starting to land more. Clottey's still tight, muscular, so controlled. He's like a welterweight tank in there, the way he's built.
Both guys are fighting the fight that they plan to a great degree. It's what's going to be interesting to see who wins out in the end. Because Pacquiao said he's going to be punching, moving in and out, side to side, giving him angles. Clottey said he's going to cover up and try to break his will by just letting him punch himself out. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fight finishes up.
Those are two hard body shots for Clottey.
Well, Pacquiao has hurt and knocked fighters out in recent years by hitting them with punches they didn't see coming from awkward angles. And Clottey, because he's paying so much attention to his defense, is not getting hit with those punches.
Clottey scored with a good left hand. There are just too few of them for Clottey. Long stretches without offensive output. Pacquiao is consistently throwing and throwing.
Okay? Come on. Okay. Josh, use your chance, all right? Use your chance, work your way in. Throw your hooks. If I hook you, let's take a chance, baby. Let's take a chance.
Here we see the, I guess the referee called infraction rule when he like clapped his head between both heads, something I've never saw did before. and you see him in the corner where Manny just pummeling him right here with some great shots in there. Nothing that landed that clean, but it was enough to get excitement and got everyone, including me, thinking that maybe Clottey was hurt.
Yeah, on the replay, saw nothing landed.
I was impressed that Pacquiao was throwing 93 punches around in the first 3 rounds with the trainer you prefer.
Yeah, but I was not too impressed with his trainer before, so I think Lenny DeJesus would do very well. But I mean, psychologically, it would be a problem with him. But I was understanding that he was going back and forth between the trainers recently anyway, even before this guy was.
Well, he didn't want the trainer who trained him in New York for the Cotto fight. He wanted Godwin Clottey, who had worked with him earlier in his career. That's who he couldn't get. And now he winds up with DeJesus as sort of a last resort. Pacquiao, of course, his relationship with Freddie Roach is probably the strongest relationship of any fighter and trainer in the sport.
Now, this is when Manny has a good chance to try to hurt Clottey when he starts punching, and that's when he leaves himself open a little bit. See that? When he punches, he pulls his head up. And that's when Manny has to try to catch him, when he's punching himself.
And when Clottey just guards like this and doesn't let his hands go, he's giving the fight away. Yeah, he has no chance.
If he punches himself, he may get caught, so that's his safety factor.
I'm not sure Joshua Clottey came to win tonight.
Breathing. Baby, we gotta take a chance, okay? Come on. I know you're in a fight. Come on, we gotta take chances.
Move up, move up, move up, move up, move up.
Unload. Come on. What are you waiting for? Come on, you kids ahead.
Let's take a look at a punch zone graphic which will show you where Manny Pacquiao is landing his punches through 5 rounds. And look at the body shots. 41 out of his 84 landed punches are body shots, relatively equally distributed, 24 of them with the left hand, 17 with the right hand. That's been the heart of the Pacquiao.
And yet Clottey is landing.
Yep, lands both of those right hands. Lands that combination. But now here comes Manny.
This is a very active round by Clottey standards, and Pacquiao still outthrowing him.
I think he would do more if he would throw more punches to me than Clottey, but, you know, it's somewhere along the line. I know Manny is a machine, but, you know, I don't know if he's going to get tired physically or mentally.
But Emmanuel, as you mentioned, Clottey doesn't open up because that's when Manny Pacquiao catches opponents in combinations, in exchanges. Well, the best way to stay on your feet is not to open up against Pacquiao.
It's another onslaught by Pacquiao to cement the round. His 4-hour workouts are becoming legendary in the sport. So if he gets tired, that's an event. And once again, in the round, Pacquiao is going to throw close to 100 punches, 94, and Clottey threw 35. You cannot win the fight.
Let's create openings now, okay? Let's create openings. Let's take a chances, huh? Come on, baby. 7th round coming up. Breathe in. Breathe in.
Let's get smart. Let's feint. That's how he's gonna jab, you hook over it. Be ready for the hook. Okay. All right? Okay, yes. The feint's gonna draw it out. Feint. All right? He jabs, hook, hard hook over the top.
Round and knocked him down.
And everything you're saying, guys, is right. But I see a mouse on Manny Pacquiao's right eye. I've seen him hit here in this fight more than he's been hit against, as I mentioned, De La Hoya, Cotto, Diaz, Hatton. I mean, he's beaten the hell out of everybody recently. Clottey's not the only one. In fact, he's doing a little better than those other guys.
Yep. Good quick hook by Pacquiao as Clottey was trying to come in. Pacquiao's defense and ring generalship have been good too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been watching his defense.
Stayed off the ropes.
Yep. Very good defense.
Okay. Let's be creative. Let's throw punches now, okay? 1 second. Water. Put your head here. Put your head here.
How we doing?
Oh, excellent. He's good. He's alive. Come on.
Good job, Manny. Now here. Don't stand in front of him still. I need a little movement with the tie and shoulder movement, okay? Without movement, he sees it coming better, okay? You need a little bit of movement at all times.
Kasi pag hindi tayo gumalaw, susuntok siya.
Combi box numbers in the 7th round. Pacquiao 16 out of 88. He's still not connecting. And at the end of the day,
you okay? Let's go.
Maybe
you
never
okay?
enough offensive game to really go to the top. There you go. 4-punch, 5-punch, 6-punch combination. Body shot, bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. Do you want to throw sometime? Bang. This is the Manny Pacquiao who has dominated boxing for the past 3 years. Bang. Bang, 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 bang.
And when Pacquiao,
do you want to throw back? Bang. Keep coming.
When Pacquiao starts doing this, now I tend to agree, Clottey has to do something to keep him off.
No, he isn't. Another one-sided round.
Yeah.
Let him relax. Relax. Let him relax. It's okay. I'm sorry about that.
Listen, you gotta keep it clean, okay?
I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Oh, bro. Relax. We're losing every round, so let's get to it. We're losing every damn round. Come on. You're going back to...
In and out, okay?
Okay.
That was beautiful, that round. In and out. He can't catch it. All right? Combinations out, make a miss, okay? Remember, he's going to throw back when you finish, so you can't stand in front of him. Okay?
Like that. And that. What an amazing combination puncher this man is. What a fabulous offensive fighting machine.
Yes, and Clottey has never been in this type of a challenge, and to me, I see him just falling apart mentally.
Early on, he seemed to be trying to take Pacquiao's measure. Look at this, I can hit him cleanly, maybe I can set him up. And at some point along the way, Pacquiao, it seemed, had convinced him he can't win the fight.
A sportsmanlike touching of the gloves at the end of the 9th round. Tacit acknowledgement by Clottey. Yep, you've got me.
Come on. Let me hold it. Relax. Relax. You're taking a whipping, baby. Let's go. What's going on? Come on. We haven't won a round, baby. You gotta do something. Come on.
We did on the miss, remember? All right? But here, you have to be set when you land, okay? You have to be ready, okay? All right? Quick 1-2, out, right hand, left hook.
Thanks, Lenny.
Fascinating. 2 years ago, Pacquiao was fighting at 135. Now Lenny believes that Clottey is scared of his power.
I think exactly the same way. I think he felt that power advantage, and then he took it, so he don't want to take a risk. And that's just why Manny is a champion. Manny will gamble. You know, when you're fighting for the championship, you don't try to win the title from a champion. You take it from him. You come in with that attitude, I'm going to take it. This is mine. Give it to me. Well, and he's not fighting that way. He's just trying to just survive, you know, don't get hurt. You know, do that later on, but you're fighting for the championship of the world, man. Let it all go.
Now, here's another point, and you just made this point about Pacquiao, really. You cannot be a great offensive fighter without taking risks. Manny Pacquiao is never afraid to take risks.
Right. And that's why he's a champ. You know, and to me, such a drastic change after being with a fighter like Tommy Hearns. When you tell him sometimes to play it safe, he says, no, I've got to go out and fight. I mean, it's really frustrating. Like that.
Pacquiao is having to work. Pacquiao is taking some punches. Pacquiao is getting hit and bruised. Pacquiao is winning big.
Hold it. This is the 11th round, okay? I know you got the power to knock him out, and you got the strength, and you're in condition. Take chances, baby. Let's take a chance in this round coming up. If you don't take a chance, we go home lost, okay? Here, take this. Come on. Listen, take a chance. Take a chance. He's tired. He's desperate. Okay?
Maiksi lang. Maiksi lang. Binat lang. Okay lang?
Manny Pacquiao threw 120 punches in the 10th round, landed 27. His connect percentage is going up, and he has already, with 2 rounds to go, thrown more.
Right. And Clottey, it doesn't have that in him. That's the difference.
Oh, what a display. What an amazing display by Pacquiao. Clottey's having maybe his best round, and Pacquiao is rising to the occasion.
Take it right back from him. He's not going to let him have it.
straight left-hand uppercuts. Pacquiao comes back with the right hook, as you knew he would.
See that?
Good one, too, by Pacquiao. Savages Clottey with the left hand.
But Manny's going to take this part of this round right back. He's not going to let him
Absolutely right.
out. That's it.
He'll let Clottey have a couple of punches here and there, but then he rallies. In the books. 1 round to go. Manny Pacquiao is blowing the roof off of Dallas Cowboys Stadium. What can't he do?
Well, no one's ever knocked Clottey out.
Man, you need a knockout. If we don't do a knockout, we go home with nothing. Come on. Breathe in. Breathe. Breathe in. Water.
Last round coming up. Last round.
In its way, this is more impressive to me, Emmanuel, than watching Manny knock out Oscar De La Hoya and Ricky Hatton.
He's been put to the test. He's been hit, and he's came back and with resolve to make it still won every round virtually still. And if you give Clottey a round, you give it to him because he did better in one than he did another. But he hasn't really won a round.
No, somebody might give him a sympathy round.
Well, this is going to be a very
I don't see which
interesting
one.
round.
I don't
always come right back with flurries whenever they get hit. I mean,
in terms of what would occur in the ring, absolutely right. You can't make a better spectacle in terms of the action in the ring and the level at which it would be contested than Mosley and Pacquiao.
Manny's grinning again with a minute to go.
In terms of the event and what the world wants to see, there's nothing that comes close to Pacquiao and Mayweather.
Regardless of why much excitement is generated during the fight itself, that fight is a fight that the public wants and has made themselves. My dream fight with all of it, Manny Pacquiao and a prime Aaron Pryor.
Let's go.
The rest of the world's dream fight is Pacquiao and Mayweather, and their dream can come true if Mayweather takes care of business against Mosley.
Down the stretch they come. It looks as though Manny Pacquiao's spectacular winning streak continues as he hammers Joshua Clottey to the finish. If Clottey won a round, in my view, it was the 12th. Maybe it was a shutout. Either way, it was another spectacular performance by Manny Pacquiao, and thoroughly entertaining, apparently, for the 51,000 fans on hand. Letterman didn't find the courtesy round to give to Clottey. 120 to 108. That is an honest scorecard and a fair reflection of the fight. Wayne Ford of Nevada is down here scoring tonight. 131 title fights. You know him well. Had Pacquiao ahead of Cotto, having won every round. Most people gave Cotto 1 or 2 rounds. Levi Martinez of New Mexico, 42 title fights, was in Houston last year to score Marquez Diaz, which was a candidate for Fight of the Year. Nelson Vasquez, Puerto Rico, very experienced. Had Mosley ahead of Margarito, 78-73. At the moment when Shane knocked Margarito out. And now, let's go to Michael Buffer to find out the scores on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Cowboy Stadium, we go to the scorecards. Dwayne Ford scores at 120 to 108. Levi Martinez, 119-109. Nelson Vasquez, 119-109. All three to the winner by unanimous decision. The fighting pride of the Philippines, and still WBO welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacman Pacquiao.
Another dominant performance, another marquee victory for boxing's king of the world.
What a good fight. He did what was necessary to win this fight.
Well, one thing that was necessary was to stay active, take risks, and dominate Clottey with his offensive output. If that was the plan, he did it perfectly. More than 100 punches per round, a low connect percentage. That was to be expected against Clottey's tortoiseshell defense. But look at that. He threw 832 more punches in 12 rounds than did Joshua Clottey. That's extraordinary. And Punch Zone demonstrates that this was the most prolific body punching performance of Pacquiao's career, landing 108 body punches through the course of the fight, and that helped him to ultimately boost his accuracy upstairs as well. Clottey simply did not try hard enough to score offensively to give himself a chance to be in the fight. Let's go to Max Kellerman with the winner.
Congratulations, Manny, on another in a string of maybe unprecedented performances. What are your thoughts right now?
Well, you know, it's not an easy fight. It's hard. He's very tough fighter, and you know, I can't believe it.
Early actually in the first round, according to CompuBox, you threw more jabs than you'd ever thrown in any round in your entire career. Why?
Well, that's our strategy. Throw a lot of jab in, and when he coming inside, we're gonna throw a hook uppercut.
Early in the fight, it seemed you had a hard time hitting him cleanly, even though you were winning rounds, and he was able to land some clean punches, some clean counters. What were your thoughts at that time?
Well, I know. I mean, he's not easy opponent. I mean, I thought he's like somebody else that I knock him out in every round. But you know, his mistake. He's a very tough opponent, and you know, he's a good fighter.
Did you feel his power early in the fight at all?
Oh yeah. Definitely. He's strong. He's strong enough.
As the fight wore on, and it didn't seem that he was willing to really engage you in exchanges, did you think to yourself you had a chance to knock him out?
I mean, I'm not in a hurry because he's looking for a big shot and, you know, open for my style. And I know he's waiting for a timing, you know, counter puncher.
You stay right there because we need to come back to you. Joshua, quickly, I want to ask you, now that you just went, obviously you guys like each other. After you just went 12 rounds with Manny Pacquiao, what was that like? What's it like to fight Manny Pacquiao?
Well, he has speed. He has speed. And at the same time, I can tell you this is the first time I've lost a fight. I understand this one that I lost a fight. All my fights that I lose, I never think I lose.
You seemed reluctant to exchange punches with him. Why was that?
Yeah, because you see, he's fast and he's trying to, he's waiting for me to open, to counter me. That's why I'm taking my time. But I realized that I have to exchange punches with him. That's what I was trying, but he's fast.
Thank you, Joshua. Manny, Floyd Mayweather and Shane Mosley have a big fight on May 1st. That's not an easy fight for Floyd Mayweather. It's a fight Mosley can beat anybody. But assuming Floyd Mayweather wins that fight, what are your thoughts about fighting him? That's the fight the world wants to see.
I mean, I want that fight because the people want that fight, want to see that good fight. But, you know, it's up to him if he's going to fight with me.
Why is it up to him?
Man, for me, nothing problem to fight him. You know, we're ready to fight anytime, but I don't think he's ready for now. But maybe some of the time, someday he will fight.
There seemed to be an impasse in the negotiations over testing. Is there any compromise that can be reached between your position and Floyd's position should Floyd win against Mosley?
He should win against Mosley because, you know, if not, you know, maybe Mosley and I will fight.
Thank you, Manny. Freddie, what are your thoughts about a Pacquiao-Mayweather fight should Mayweather beat Mosley?
Well, it's a fight the world wants to see. The audience wants to see it. Me and Manny want to see it. I mean, Floyd, let the commission do their jobs. Let them run the rules. You don't run the sport. Get in the ring and fight us.
You have told me that Manny imitates Floyd in sparring. What is this about?
Well, Manny's a little disappointed in Floyd for his accusations. He makes fun of him a little bit when we're in the gym, and he shows me how we crush that defense. And we will crush him.
Can we see how you crush the Mayweather defense, Manny? How do you crush the Mayweather defense when you're imitating him sparring?
I think his style is not difficult style like Clottey. It's easy to study, but we have to train hard on that fight if the fight is pushed through. But he need to do his business on his next fight.
Thank you, Manny. Congratulations on another unbelievable performance.
And I want to thank to all the people who come here tonight. Everybody, this fight, I will dedicate it to you. This fight is dedicated to you, all of you who are watching here tonight, and to all the boxing fans. This fight is dedicated to all of you, especially to my in the Philippines, to Sarangani province. Thank you. This fight will be dedicated to all of you in the honor of our country.
Jim,